Hi, my name is Kim, and today, in the afternoon, what I'm going to discuss is I had discussed in the previous video about the personality types, how they are at work, and I talked about yesterday was the first video that I mentioned a couple types, and I mentioned the SPs and the SJs and how they are in the workforce. Now, today I'm going to talk about the NFs and NTs and how they're at work. Okay, let's dive in. Now I'm going to talk about the NTs, how they are at work. Now, NTs, they want to be in a line of work that it challenges them. A job that, they're going to use their intellect. They're going to use their reasoning skills. They're going to use logic. Um, and so that is, they could be a researcher in the medical field, or because they're analyzers. So they analyze things. Um, so they would want to be in work where they can analyze things and they can be challenged intellectually. So that is they value that in a workplace. And as far as policies and the rules of the workplace, um, that can be, that's kind of iffy, because like the SPs, the NTs, if they see something that's doesn't make sense, or it's like inconsistent or something, or the boss, the one that's an authority over the whole company, if their rules and their policies, if they don't make sense to an NT, they may not follow that, and that can cause a problem with them because they could end up losing their job. So I would think that most of them will follow the rules of the workplace. Most of them. Maybe a few of them, they won't. They don't respect the policies and the rules. It just doesn't make sense to them. So why should they follow it? Um, anyway, the NTs, they would they would pretty well show up at work right on time. I would think anyway. Most of them. Um, they now depending now if the introvert NTs, they're going to want to have work, where they can work by themselves in a cubicle. They have their computer, they have the stuff they need, and they like to work alone. This is what they value. Now the extrovert NTs, they're going to want to be the one, say for an architect company. They're the ones that are going to be a part of the board meeting. Um, they would show their boss and their coworkers, they would do a presentation on maybe a certain house or building they're trying to design. And so that NT, the extroverted NT, they would um, make a presentation and to show the blueprint and the things that need to be on that blueprint, um, and the parameters um, that need to be taken. Um, so NTs, they need to be challenged intellectually. So they'll find work that does that, whether it's an analyst, whether it's an architect, whether it's an engineer, um, or whether it's a doctor, the medical field. Um, so they're hard workers too, the NTs. Whatever field they're in, they're hard workers. They take their work seriously. They don't goof off. They do their job. And as far as people in the workforce, the ones they work with, um, they may find it hard to connect with these people. Um, and I'm talking more so for the introverted entities. They would have that problem. Also, well, I mean the extrovert entities. You know what? They'll have a better. They'll have an easier time connecting with people because the introvert NT prefers to work by themselves. They don't want to be around a lot of people, and so that works for them. Now the extroverted NTs, um, they don't mind handling, you know, um, maybe taking the lead and for for the company and manage, um, their coworkers. They don't mind doing that. Um, yeah, they have to, their work. It's got to be an interesting job, because NTs, they can get bored pretty easily. If their work is not stimulating them intellectually, they're not going to be a good contributor of the company. They won't be, there's no point. So yeah, they have to be in a type of work environment that can help them flex those intellectual muscles. Okay, so that is the NT. Now I'm going to talk about the NFs. Now the NFs, they're going to pick work that correlates with their inner values. Um, it's something they have to believe in. It's something that um, is part of their core values. And if they're in a job that, you know, it respects their core values, then they've got it made. And NFs, they can bring a warmth to the work environment, and they want to connect with people, even though they're just their coworkers. They enjoy connecting with people in the workforce. Um, they need that. NFs really need, to make connections, and especially in the workforce. If they don't make that connection, they get kind of, you know, um, uneasy about things. It might affect their work performance. So they need the connection from their coworkers. Um, they need their boss to respect them, um, and to respect their core values. Um, so also NFs, they want their work environment to be uplifting. These are sensitive individuals, and so they don't like conflict, and especially in the work environment, they want harmony. They want good working relationships with their coworkers. They want to connect with them. That is what NFs are all about: connecting with people. Um, And you know what? Some of the coworkers, they end up becoming, good friends outside the workplace with NFs. You know, they just and they're just so good with people. You know, even the introverted ones, they're good with people. Um, to a certain point. The extroverted NFs, they're really good with people. I mean, it's just naturally that way because they're extroverts. Um, but the introverts, too, you know, they want to connect with their coworkers, and they just, you know, both the extroverted and the introverted NFs, to they want to have a good working relationship with their coworkers and their boss. They want to have a good relationship with their boss. Um, they follow the policies and rules. Um, most of them do. Maybe some kind of they don't. They think that maybe it just doesn't make sense to follow this or whatever. But majority of them, they follow the rules, the policies. They want harmony and peace, so they'll do that. Um, all right, so that is the NTs and the NFs and how they are in the workforce. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good rest of the afternoon. And I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.